good afternoon. Happy Saturday to everyone. Happy Saturday to you, and you. My name is Roberta, and I am your host for today's episode of Speaking Plain English. Guys, this is going to be amazing. First, before we go into anything, I just want to say welcome to all of our new audience, which is the audience of PrayzFM.com. Prayz.FM Radio. Y'all forgive me, my brain is in 50 million different places right now. But I just want to say thank you all so much. Welcome. And we're going to end up having an awesome day today. And in order for us to introduce, for those of you who missed the announcement last week, for those who normally watch Speaking Plain English, we have partnered actually and joined onto the team of a radio station called Prayz FM, Prayz.FM Radio. And I'm going to get it right, I promise you. So the wonderful guest that I have today, she is the CEO, and she's the one that is pretty much running. This woman has many hats. She's right now, she's at a Queen Esther events red carpet. We're going to bring her in because her time is very, very limited and she may have to leave. So we're going to bring in Dr. Lady Rain. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. First of all, I want to say you are looking absolutely stunning right now. I'm loving this background. And you hear the noise in the background. Like I told you, she's at a red carpet event right now. So you're going to hear, we're live. So you're going to hear some things. All righty. So first, I would like to make sure that those of you who are watching, you can support our page by going to Prayz with the Prayz, as you see in the comments, .fm radio. That's our Facebook page. And you can support us by sending stars. And there's a digital gift, that helps us earn money because it takes money to run these things. Okay. So that's that. And then I would like to give an announcement to those who were not able to make it last week or did not hear the announcement that Prayz FM is actually nominated candidates. I'm sorry, we are candidates for a Stellar Award nomination. So you guys have the opportunity to go and vote. And I'm going to put here in the comments how you can do that. And we're going to actually put that link in later on. I've actually posted it and I'm going to keep posting. So you guys are the people who support, and I love that about you all. So without further ado, I want Lady Rain to come and introduce herself. Let us know a little bit about what Prayz FM is all about, what you're doing, all that we're doing. Let's go.
Well, first of all, I want to say welcome, Roberta, to the Prayz family. You are part of the Prayziest station. We are the Stellar nominated station.
Woo-hoo.
Although we're candidates in 2023, we were nominated in 2021, and we made it in 2022 to the second round. So What is Prayz.fm? Prayz.fm is just a place where we come to worship 24/7 through media ministry. You can go listen to our Prayz music 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just put in the browser Prayz.fm. You put that in the browser and you can actually listen to us. But also, if you go on our page, we have live interactive podcasts. We have so many shows. I don't even want to go through the list because if I leave somebody out, I don't want my inbox blowing up talking about I left them out. So we got a phenomenal just hosting. I got a great executive manager, station manager, marketing.
It looks like she may have went out a little bit. The Wi-Fi over where she is they got a lot going on over there right now. So
all right, so here we go. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I am live, so I'm depending on someone else's Wi-Fi. But yeah, so who is Dr. Lady Rain? I am Dr. Lady Rain. I don't know what to say. It's hard for me to speak about myself, but I'm just someone that loves to praise God, and I love doing it with a group of people. I don't want to do this by myself. So listeners, viewers, family, anybody, we are looking for anyone to partner with us. Just come join us.
Yes. So I'm going to give you a little bit of how I was actually introduced to Lady Rain. So it's the funniest thing is, so my sister, Tashana, who was actually on our show once before, she, as y'all may know that she sells jewelry. And so for one of the parties that she had, like a love jewelry party, was that's where I met Lady Rain, because she was doing I think it was a virtual beach party for your birthday.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic.
Yes, when everything was Zoom and
Yes.
and live and everything, and nobody could actually get together and actually do things.
Right.
We made it happen.
We had a pool and everything.
Yes, we sure did. And you guys may not know, like, she's actually not even in East Coast right now. She is are you in Arizona right now still?
Yes, Phoenix.
So that's where they are based. They're based, and she's based in Arizona. So during that, I mean, just her spirit was just so like full of joy and full of fun. And I'm like, I like her. So I began to, follow her and her radio station. And then on top of that, I didn't realize that she actually was partnering with another guest that I had on, Maharo Peoples.
Yeah.
I grew up with him. Yes. And that's the funniest thing, because she grew up with him. And the funny thing about that is, when I was little, and actually she said that she was young as well. So I'm like, we can't be that far in age.
Well, me and Maharo is about 3 years apart. So I wasn't young. I just used to be with his younger sister.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Crystal. Yeah.
Got it. So I always, when I was little, I remember my sisters, both of my older sisters, used to be a part of his group, his choir, actually. Yes. And I still have every song that he did put to memory. And I wanted to be, like, I remember I wanted to be a part of that group so bad. And years later, lo and behold, I'm actually a part of it now. So to see them, anything that he does, because we believe in supporting each other. That's just what we do. Right. So because of that, I saw her as part of one of his radio shows, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, and I mean, they have so much fun. They have so much fun there. There's lots of topics that, it reminds me kind of a little bit of Speaking Plain English, because they like to talk about stuff that not a lot of people like to talk about.
Yes.
So I want to know from you, Lady Rain, what is it that drew you, or how did you get started with Prayz FM?
Well, that's a long story. I'm gonna rewind it. So when I lived in Pennsylvania, I did the Monroe County Image Awards, which was an award show for the community where we honored people who did community service, whether it's business, politicians, teachers, music artists, whatever it was. We did an award show, and then we will honor someone who has done a lifetime achievement. So at that time, we honored the Foursome D's. And one of the members is Khalil Lundy. And so at the event, he mentioned that he was starting a radio station. So me and my family got together and we did a show on his station called Four Corner Prayz. And from that, he said, hey, I want to start a gospel station. Will you produce it? I said, yeah, sure. So we started he started a gospel station that I produced. My daughter was the music director. And then things didn't work out with that station. And he said, you know what? I want to start a whole new gospel station. And he asked me if I would partner and be his co-owner.
Oh, wow.
So it was me, Bert, and Khalil. And then Cal was with us at that time. And the name of my show was Four Corner Prayz, spelled Prayz. And from that, I said, why don't we just make it Prayz.fm? And he was like, I love that. And that's how we got started. That's a short story.
I like to know, like, the how things came out, and the originators of things. That's it. All those types of stories fascinate me, because it's so funny how things just come together. Like, you were helping somebody else, and then next thing you know, that didn't work out the way, that's I promise you, it's like that's part of what I wanted to discuss today in today's episode, how God just orders people's steps. And when you pay attention and when you listen to, his guidance and his leading and his instructions, how things just work out, the way that they're supposed to. I love it. So one more question for you, because we do have a few more minutes before we're at, y'all, we got commercials. We have commercial breaks now. So I want to know, what do you see Prayz FM? Like, what is the goal for Prayz FM? Or the mission? I'll put it like that.
So the mission is just basically so I'll tell you the goal of my show, my part that I love is called Prayz in the AM. And so Prayz in the AM is to actually praise in the AM. So we actually watch the sunrise while praising the SON, and that's to get our day started. So my whole mission is to let people know that whatever obstacles or whatever circumstances or whatever it is that you're going through, you got to use praise as your weapon, because praise confuses the enemy.
That's it.
So we just teach people how to praise and how to stay uplifted. Another thing that I like to do is I like to say, I have this saying, which is the power of PMS, which is praise, meditation, and study. So praise is basically, it is a system to force you to be in a positive state of mind. Because when you praise, you can't help but be happy in any circumstances. And so that's my whole mission of Prayz, is to force us to get into a positive state of mind where we are not focusing on the problems of the world, but on the promises of God.
I love it. And when you start your day like that, it's like starting your day with gratitude. And it's starting your day. That's how you set your atmosphere for your day.
Yes.
Because I'm a big believer in being able to starting your day off with gratitude, and starting your day off with giving God thanks for another day, and taking the time to acknowledge him, and taking time to acknowledge what he's done so far. We got the people coming in. Thank y'all so much for your comments. I forgot to tell y'all. So we're also on YouTube. We're also on YouTube. And so, we need y'all to do the liking and the subscribing and the sharing. If you see where you can, give us some stars, give us some stars. You know what I mean? We've got, like I said, there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that we are doing. This mission is a phenomenal one. And I believe, honestly, I'm a true believer in, starting your day and putting yourself in the right mindset, because the Bible says death and life is in the power of the tongue. Yes. And then on top of that, we don't have to, it's a privilege, it's an honor. We take it for granted that we wake up and that we have the things that we have. So to start your day, first of all, giving God thanks and praise. I love that we start with the sunrise while praising the sun, SON, while watching the SUN. I love that.
And we actually, where I am in Phoenix, I have this big window behind me. So we actually watch, it'll be dark, and we'll watch the sun actually come to light. And we'll always say that's how quick God can turn a dark situation into something bright. Just as quick as we're on in the morning watching that sunrise, that's how quick God could turn things around.
So that's what time in your
it is 6 a.m.
right?
Yes, it's 6 a.m. right now. We're also Pacific time, so it's the same time as California. So we're 3 hours difference between the West Coast. So it's 9 a.m.
9 for us. So Eastern Standard Time. That's not that bad for us. So we can do that. We can get on and we can watch the sunrise with them in Arizona. Listen, I don't care. There's no time resistance in the spirit world, in the spirit realm. So God is omniscient. He's omnipresent. He's everywhere. So even though our sun may have already risen, we can enjoy it twice.
That's right.
Enjoy it twice. So I want to ask you, so how many shows? I know there's a lot, but how many shows do you predict? I'll put it like that. Do you guys have at this point?
So right now, Now you're going to make me think. 1, 2, 3. Thursday, 4. Friday, 5. Saturday, 6, 7, 8. Sunday, 9. I say right now we have about 10, but we want to grow it to where we're having 12 shows a day, 5 days a week. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, that's when you get all of the events and latest happenings of what's going on with the Prayz FM crew. So we're looking for you to come be a part of the Prayz family. And I say that because my inbox is blowing up with interviews for celebrities. I'm looking for people to go to certain states and do red carpets. I know we have your sister. She does it for me in New York City. And then I have Natalie Carr. She does it in Atlanta. But also the radio host. Somebody may say, I have this time slot available to do an interview. I may not be on the air at that time. So I will give it to whoever has a slot. And we're talking about people like Kiara Sheard. We've interviewed John P. Key, Israel Houghton. We do a lot of press conferences for Lifetime, WeTV, OWN. We're invited to, and I can't make them all. I'm just one person. So I am building a phenomenal team. So I just got to put that out there. Come join us.
Absolutely. So that's exactly, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's what I was going to tell the people. Listen, right now we have Arizona representative. We have some New Yorks in the city. If you are, we need Atlanta. We need everywhere. We need everywhere. Wherever you are.
All 50 states.
All 50 states. Because we are trying to grow and expand. I'm telling you, what we are about is growth and expansion. And one thing that I love about Lady Rain is everything that she does it, and she wants to make sure it's done in excellence. So in the event that there's something, and there she's teaching me some stuff, that's the reason why we have commercials that are going to be coming up in just about a couple of minutes, because as y'all know, like I'm still learning, and I'm a student. If I see that there is somebody who is doing something and it can be improved, tell me, help me here. And that's what I'm not anywhere, I'm not above learning, and I'm not above, suggestions. I love excellence. I love when things are done in excellence. And so this is going to be amazing. I'm just so excited. I'm kind of fumbling with my words right now because I'm just so excited of what, this opportunity and how God has just put things together. Y'all may not know it, and I've said it several times before. This is speaking plain English. Honestly, wasn't something that I ever saw myself doing. I don't really, I have a fear kind of like, I don't really like to talk to people like that very much. And unless it's somebody that I really know, you know what I mean? I'm kind of quiet when it comes to people that I don't know, but God has, laid this platform down. We've actually June will be 3 years. As a matter of fact, that Speaking Plain English has been born. So we're going to have to do something special for our third year. It started out as just audio on Anchor, and what was it? It was it was Spotify and all of that. It started out with that, and then we moved on to doing some studio sessions, and now we're doing them live. And I'm just grateful for what God is doing and how he has placed us in a position to partner with such an amazing team. And right now, what we're going to do, we're going to break. And Lady Rain, like I said, she's on the carpet, and so she may or may not be able to be back with us. But
I'm good now. I'm still good.
You still good for now?
I'm still good. Yep, I'll be back.
All right. So we're going to take this break real quick, and then we'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to host your own inspirational radio show? Have you been called to inspire and spread God's word? Please contact Alicia Rain for more info.
Are you interested in continuing your education, certificate, or degree that will prepare you in the ministry and equip you in the marketplace? Come make Christ Central University your home. Visit us at www.myccu.online.
You are now listening to Speaking Plain English with your host Roberta on Prayz FM.
All right, we are back. Did y'all like that? Did y'all like that? That was so cool.
Girl, you doing your thing.
That was you, honey. That was all you. I absolutely love, like I said, growth and expansion. And if you guys were paying attention to the commercials, I want you guys to, you can see that, you know, like I said, she's a woman of many hats. She does so many things. She has an academy that, and I want you to talk a little bit about that as well. An academy that helps with, it's not just, is it a seminary?
Yes, it's a Christian university.
A Christian university. And then on top of that, like, not only is it kind of like a seminary, but she helps with like digital media and things. Let's go into a little bit about that, how that came about and what that's about.
Well, I'm a retired New York City public school educator. I started out as a school secretary. I became a teacher. I was involved in payroll. So education has always been my thing. I had went to school, got my bachelor's, my master's, and I actually went to a school and got my doctorate. Completed my doctorate coursework. So I put in the work for that doctor title, man. Oh my goodness. And so when I was going through my doctoral candidacy, I started writing a proposal for a charter school. And things happened, my health, all of that, and it fell through. And so years later, God connected me to a beautiful woman of God. I started working for her. And then God said, look, it's your time. I want you to take that university proposal you have off the shelf and start your Christian university. So I got together with a board and we did some work on it. And I want to say in September, we started our first class. So we're 2 semesters in. It is a religious state university for the state of Phoenix. We are working toward getting national and regional accreditation, but we have to be in existence for 2 years on the state level. So we're building the university. We offer certificate programs in life and career coach management. That's a 16-week program where you can get certified as a life coach. We also offer a chaplaincy certification, 16 weeks. And then if you want to get deeper into the field of coaching and chaplaincy, we have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD program.
Nice.
The bachelor's is in, we have innovative Christian leadership, which incorporates the whole digital movement where churches are now leaving the 4 walls and going out and doing social media, Meta, hybrid, and we teach all of that. And a part of that, we also offer a certification course in media ministry where I teach you in 16 weeks how to do a podcast, how to do your services online, how to conduct red carpets, how to conduct interviews, how to edit movies, how to make sure your sound is right. All of those things I teach you. And at the end of each of those certification courses, we spend 3 weeks where I actually make you start a business. And when I say make you actually go through the process of deciding what type of business you want to start, putting the paperwork in, getting your EIN number, and then I can serve as your coach as you build your business. We also have a chaplaincy, which is a clinical chaplaincy and pastoral psychotherapy taught by an amazing man of God. And he has been in the chaplaincy world forever on the clinical side. And so he does the chaplaincy, but he also does the master's and the PhD program. So that is amazing. Also, I have an amazing author who teaches intro to published writing. We're doing that this semester, and within 16 weeks, you will have a published book.
Woo, so I love it. I absolutely, listen, big things. And what I'm going to tell you, my favorite part out of everything you said was the chaplaincy with psychotherapy. Listen, when I tell you I am all for Jesus and therapy, honey.
Yes.
I love how we are finally, even as a church, we're starting to open up and expand our minds and growth into, psychological studies and understanding that I honestly, in my personal opinion, I think part of being a pastor, there should be or part of being, if you're going to a seminary, I think that there should be some type of psychological studies. I think psychology should honestly be part of the criteria and the curriculum, because one thing that we need to understand, especially as a church, is that sometimes there are things that people go through psychologically and mentally, and there are some mental health, issues and things that are going on. And not only that, it'll also teach you how to understand, different people. That's, see, you already on it. You already on it. So with that being posted and that being said, my question to you was, because I did hear that saying that you have to start and you have to be in for 2 years in Arizona first before you can spread it out. Does that mean that you can only be in Arizona in order to participate in the courses?
No, the university is just registered in the state of Arizona. We have our state recognition to be a higher education institution granting degrees in Arizona, but it's an online university. So everything that we do is online. So we accept everybody. Even international.
So, and it's you said international?
And international. No,
international
as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So listen, if any of those opportunities that you heard her say, that you heard her discuss, is something that you would be interested in, the link is here. I already saw a couple. I heard of a couple that I think I'm going to take advantage of myself, as a matter of fact. So go ahead and, see the link. And if you're not able to actually catch the link here, then we'll repost it. But you should be able to, if you're on Facebook, you should be able to catch the link. And those who are on YouTube, what I'll do is I'll post it there sometime today as well, so that you can just click on it and go to registration. Let me ask you this for those who may have questions. Ooh, we got another one. There we go. That's the easier one. myccu.online. So that's where you can go and look for any, look at all the courses and look at everything that's that's available. And then what you can do is you can find what it is that interests you and get to school on. Get to learn, because I'm telling you, there's what she did. Like I told you, like I said earlier, everything that she does is in excellence. It's done in excellence. So you're going to not only learn, and I love that you don't just say, okay, you've learned, go ahead. They put you in the field. And they say, because a lot of people that have degrees in other fields and other areas, you can do your clinicals and you can do, you can have your internships and everything, but there's no guarantee that you're going to stay there. So I love that by the time you're done with this university, you will be active in what it is that you're actually studying. And I love that, because if you're not going to be active in what it is you're studying, what's the point in taking the degree and getting, taking the course? So guys, go ahead and take advantage of that. One thing I honestly wanted to ask you, Lady Rain, is, well, not necessarily a question, but something that I'm learning. I'll put it like this, something that I'm learning, and part of what it is that the discussion for today is how to hear, God's voice and how to know when it's time, because you said that God informed you, he let you know that, listen, it's time to start moving on. It's time to start doing things. It's time to start, when just knowing the time and the placement. I'm going to say this. So I watched the movie, and this, I guess we can kind of make this a little promotion as well. I watched the movie. If those of you who may not know, there's a movie that just released yesterday called His Only Son. And what it is it's the story of Abraham. And for those of you who know, the story of Abraham and his journey actually to going to Mount Moriah to sacrifice his son. So I'm not going to tell the movie, but in that I watched, and knowing I'm a visual learner, so knowing the story and having grown up in church and knowing it all my life, having heard the story, once I actually saw it on film, like what came to mind was, if at any point, because God gave specific instructions, like this is what I want you to do, this is where you want you to go, this is where I want you to go specifically. He told him to go to Mount Moriah. He could have been like, well, if I'm going to have to do this, let me just go ahead and get it over with and get it done, because he didn't want to have to think about it. You know what I mean? If he would have done that and not follow the instructions of God, the way that God gave it to him, first of all, if he didn't have the relationship with God to hear the instructions so that he can hear his voice, know his voice, and follow those directions, then the outcome would have been tragic, because again, God gave him specific instructions when to move, where to go. And, that's all he said. I want you to take a son. I want you to make a sacrifice to me. This is where I want you to go to do it. And those were the instructions that he was given. If he decided to go in his own, or even act out of his emotions and be like, God, if I'm going to have to do this, then fine. Let me just do it now, or do it here, or while the journey, on the journey, he may have gotten tired and been like, let me just stop and just do it right here and just get it done. Imagine what would have happened. He would have ended up, killing his son. And not only that, but he would not have been able to find, because the ram, like we know, when he got to Mount Moriah and it was about to commit the act, there was a ram in the bush there waiting for him. So had he not actually paid attention and did what he wanted to do and not listened to the voice of God, there would have not been, the promise that God gave him, which is him being father of many nations through his son, would not have happened. So how do you see following, God's directions with each step that you took to do all of these things? And when it was time to start, how did you know, or what was it for you? I'll put it like that, that gave you the opportunity or gave you the knowledge that said, okay, God, this is really you?
I'm going to tell you, I was Jonah. But before I get into the story, I do want to let everyone know that if you register for the digital media course, I will give you for the 16 weeks, you will get free airtime on the radio station if you take that class. And we're probably going to offer that class in the summer. So,
start registering.
Yeah, so
start registering.
To throw that out there, and that is what God has been saying to me for a while. So how, as a little girl, my father used to play the Rainy Roo Show. He was the first person we're talking about in the 60s that had a tape recorder with a microphone. And it's on YouTube. If you go look up the Rainy Roo Show, you'll hear me and my dad, me at about 3 years old, doing the show. But mind you, as I grew up, I didn't think about radio. I've been in radio, I started in about 2012. I was an educator. And so my husband, you go on, don't be afraid, you can provide it. They're like, should we walk? So my husband, when I married my husband, he said, what if God was to tell you needed to do radio 24 hours? And I was like, God ain't going to tell me that. He didn't have me go to school to be an educator. And then what happened, because I didn't heed the word of God, I'm not saying this is what happened, because I don't want people to think that when you don't listen, God is going to slay you, because God doesn't operate like that. But he will close doors and open other doors. And so sometimes when he gives you a vision, it's not yet for an appointed time. So you have to wait. And I was one who was quick to run. Once I was like ready, then I would run and do. And sometimes it wasn't the right timing. And so I started this thing which I called the power of PMS. which is praise, meditation, and study.
So
praise is I have to get the atmosphere right. I have to get me right so that I could hear from God. And then I go into meditation, which is prayer, but also I have to be quiet so that I could hear what God is saying. And how do I know that it's God speaking? I have to study his word.
Yep.
Okay, because if I don't know the word of God, the mother demons or spirits can come to you in the impersonation of God. So let me tell you, there's a movie getting ready to come out that's called New World Order. And I know Antoinette, Lady Antoinette was on in Apostles' Reign. They're getting ready to come out with a movie, which is going to be April 26th here. I'll be on the red carpet. So their movie talks about, we talk about Satan, the devil, but we never talk about the false prophet that's right standing right next to you that comes in the form of a man. So how would you know if you're walking beside a false prophet if you're not studying the word? So I start my day out in praise, which forces me to meditate, and it forces me to study because I am one that be like, God, is that you? Because he comes to me through dreams. But if I don't act on it or I don't tell someone right away, I lose it. So you got to have a circle, a team around you too that will push you as well. God said, God made us so that we can not be alone. Iron sharpens iron, right? So you need a team, but you also need that time alone with God so that you can hear what the next steps are. And then you need a covering so that covering can conform. I believe in the fivefold ministry, the apostle, pastor, prophet, teacher, evangelist. I believe in going to a prophet, not for him to be, get the genie ball. What's in the crystal ball?
Right.
But to confirm in my spirit what God has already said to me. Sometimes I need that confirmation. So that's speaking plain English.
Yes, it is. It sure is. And I want to make note that Dr. Arthur Weathersby, he did let us know that the name of the movie is Dark Prince, and that's coming from Legend Studios. And when are we looking for that to start?
So if you go to legendstudios.com, you'll get all of the information. It's going to be in different cities. They're taking it on the road in theaters near you. So go to legendstudios.com. Dr. Arthur, if you could put that in the chat, that'd be good.
So please do that, because I love to support. Listen, that's just me. That's always been what I'm. A matter of fact, this shirt right here, this is my cousin's. I actually had the hat too, but she had her crown on and she was looking all glamorous and stuff. I said I had to take the hat off because I kind of, But yes, this is my cousin. We're gonna give her a shout out. Her name is Carleen, and it says bold, beautiful, and unique. And this is the shirt I got for her too. So let me step back a little bit so y'all can see. I love my suit. So I'm gonna take this off now.
Okay. Well, but coming in, so
they're about to call you in.
I got about maybe another 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem. So we're gonna go to break in about a minute and a half. So we're gonna get what we can get out of you while we can.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is I love it. I just lost my thought. Just that fast. But yes. So how she was talking about how, it's important to start your day. I love that PMS. Praise, meditate, and study. Because in order for us to know God, like you said, we have to, read the word of God, and we have to know the Bible even says, my sheep hear my voice and a stranger they won't follow. It is so easy to think that we, hear something and be so unsure because it sounds like God. And it sounds like, because in order for us to know whether or not it's him, we have to be close to him, but we have to know his character. And even though there are certain, go ahead.
I want to say, so PMS, that just isn't what do you call an acronym, right? Women, right? We go through PMS.
Yes.
Right before the blessing comes, right? We have to go through a process of birthing, right? So that birthing starts with PMS. So when you're going through that process as a woman of birth, of getting ready to birth something, there is pain in your struggle. So how do you turn that pain into spiritual power?
Oh my goodness.
So, and I'm gonna leave that right there. And I have a book on it. I have a book called The Power of PMS. So
okay, so listen, right before we get into
Amazon.com.
that, I need y'all to stay tuned, because we're gonna go to a break for a second, and then we're gonna come right back, and she's gonna give us the information, because she just dropped the cliffhanger right there. So you can go over there. We will be right back.
Are you the next great independent artist? But you're looking for a distribution opportunity? Well, sign with us at Prayz.FM Music Distribution. Yes, the 2021 Stellar Award nominated Prayz.FM can handle it all. We understand the narrow road leading to getting your music heard at the right time at the right place can be tough. So send your music and video files to fmprayz@gmail.com. That's fmprayz@gmail.com. Prayz.FM Music Distribution, affiliated with Sony Music and the Orchard Distributors.
My God, y'all are praising right there.
I threw it in, but God, He threw it back at me. He threw it right back at me, yes He did. I threw in the towel. I wanted to give up.
Ain't no way I'm gonna leave you now. Ain't no way I'm gonna let you down. I'm this far, I'm gonna get my crown. You're the reason why my mind is out. The kid pain has come around and it's pounding at my door.
Your voice will say, oh, 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 let's get crazy. You say.
You are now listening to Speaking Plain English with your host Roberta on Prayz FM.
And we are back. Thank you so much for those guys who are watching. Those who are watching, Speaking Plain English, and we are live with Dr. Lady Ray. Listen, you just left us with a cliffhanger. Hey, you left us with a cliffhanger. I absolutely love that. I never even thought about it that way. So I want you to tell us about that book. How can we give us a little bit about the book? Not too much. Just a little bit.
So the book is a year devotion. So for each week, there's a devotion, and it's actually based upon my struggle. And that's how God started to talk to me. So I used to keep a journal. And as I was sharing this with another lady, her name is Charnel Williams, and she has Charche Publishing. She said when her son passed, she wrote her experience and it turned into a book, and she started her publishing company. So she asked me to turn mine into a book. So I took what I had, it's my personal, intimate stuff that I went through. And in it, it's a workbook, it's a devotional where it has 52 topics of things that we go through with the scripture, and then a written portion on how you're going to apply it so that you too can overcome that. So that book is available on Amazon.com. Go to Amazon.
And the name of it one more time.
The Power of PMS.
The Power of PMS.
Middleton. Yep.
By Alicia Middleton. So you're going to go on to Amazon. Let me ask you this: do you have any copies, hard copies?
I may have a few. I'm gonna have to
snatch one up with you. I'm my thing. I love to get the actual hard copies. There's something different. There's something about actually reading, having a book in your hand.
Well, if you go to Amazon, you can order and they'll send it to you. They'll send you the copy. Mm-hmm.
However, when I get it directly from you, you get 100% of the profit, and you can sign it. So that's me. I love to, if I can get something directly from the person, I get 100% of the profit. So why not? You know?
I do want to talk to before I go about my Prayz FM Sony Orchard music distribution.
Yes,
we
what
have
you guys
two,
saw in the commercials.
We got 2 artists. We have Maharal Peoples. He'll be coming out. His single is gonna release soon called "I Threw in the Towel." Powerful, powerful. And then next Friday we got the Fisher Girls, Neo Gospel. They are my spiritual daughters with "Let You Go." So if you're an independent artist and you want to distribute your music on a major platform with the support, I also represent artists. You can definitely join Prayz FM Sony Orchard Music.
Yes, and we did have a question to see. I'm telling you, like minds think alike. They wanted to know if you can order. So if you have a couple of copies directly from you, then I got one, and Margie has one. Hi, Mom Margie. So I want to thank you so much because I know that you have to head off. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us and to welcome Speaking Plain English onto Prayz FM. I am just excited for all God is going to do through not just, Speaking Plain English, but through Prayz FM. The collaboration itself is going to be amazing. And I just see I see God's hand in this. That's all I have to say. And I see how God's timing is awesome. It's so awesome. So we're going to release you and let you go and enjoy yourself. You look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And we'll see you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
So guys, yes, I want you all to, first of all, that was that not amazing? Wasn't that awesome to be able to have such a warm welcome in that manner? My apologies. I think I need to turn my I should have put my do not disturb on. But that's the show for today, guys. One thing that I wanted to reiterate. Here we go. He has the premiere dates. Okay, great. So for the movie, and it's called Dark. What is it called? One more time. Dark Prince from Legend Studio. The premiere dates are in Arizona, Goodyear, Arizona. The first one is going to be at the end of this month. So, Mr. Dr. Weathersby, can you also place, like, I know that you said that you were going to be going. Do you have like a tour schedule or a place that we can put the link? As a matter of fact, I think for Legend Studio, put that in so that we can, we can support you. So those who are wherever they can see it, they can go ahead and do that. Because I'm sure I'm interested in seeing that movie as well. That sounds very, very good. But one thing that I am really excited about, and one thing that I am learning, is that it's so important to, to hear God's voice and allow him to lead and guide. Like I was saying, I was watching the movie last night, and that's something that came to mind. By the way, I want you guys to go and support that movie. It's by Angel Studios, but it's in theaters. It's called His Only Son. And it's the story of Abraham as he went to go take, on his journey to go to Mount Moriah to take Isaac to be sacrificed because it was something that God, asked him to do. If you don't know that story, if you're not too familiar with it, go see it anyway so that you can kind of see exactly what's happening. Because I know that we may have heard that story several times, especially those who have grown up in church, but there are so many parts of it that we may not have thought about, like what was going through his mind, you know what I mean, to actually follow through with it. First of all, he had to know that it was God that was talking to him, because I promise you, if it was me, I probably like, ain't no way in the world that God is telling me to go sacrifice the child that I asked him for. Which movie? Which movie? If you're talking about the Dark Prince, it's not in our area yet. I believe that they're looking to go and make it a tour, make a tour out of it. I actually had the owners and founders of Legend Studios with me last week. Oh, awesome. His Only Son. Yes, His Only Son is in theaters nationwide right now. As a matter of fact, we the youth group from my church They usually have youth night, and we saw it in Newburgh. So we went to the Newburgh Showtime Cinemas in Newburgh. That's where we went to go see it last night. So it's there. It's definitely there. And I didn't like that, the theater wasn't crowded. I wish it was, but I think that we need to go out and support that movie. We absolutely need to go out and support that movie and stay till the end. Absolutely, Antoinette. Thank you so much for all that you guys, for everyone is doing. I promise you, I love how God just ordains things, because there have been certain things, again, like I may have mentioned before, speaking plain English wasn't something that I really thought I was capable of doing or really thought to do a podcast at all. And so just to kind of introduce those who are our new listeners and our new viewers, just so that you guys know, again, my name is Roberta Johnson, and speaking plain English is meant to we have a dual purpose. One, our purpose is we like to highlight Black artists, Black authors, and Black business owners, Black small business owners, so that we can kind of, push them out there, and, anybody who is doing anything, that's in excellence. That's who, that's what I like to promote. I love to promote. Like I said, I have my cousin's shirt on. And not only is she my cousin, she's my web designer as well. And when I tell you, she's working on reconstructing my website, because GoDaddy did something to it. And I'm smiling hard right now, because I was angry when I found out, but they completely destroyed it. So she is reconstructing it, and I already know it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. You are so welcome, Dr. Arthur. So that's one thing that we do. And then the second part of what speaking plain English is about is talking about topics that not a lot of people really like to discuss. So I'm going to, if you go back onto our YouTube page, and on top of that, so just so y'all know, we are going to be going live to give y'all kind of our schedule. We're going to be live every first and last Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be showing some like previously recorded shows in between. So for those of you who may be new to us, our new audience, you guys are going to get to be able to kind of like, I want to say catch up in a way, and to see what Speaking Plain English has. We're only going to air the videos, which have been for the past 2 years, maybe. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So next week it's going to be a pre-recorded episode, and you're still able to, like, I like to do the live ones because I like people to be able to come on and, give feedback. I don't like to talk to myself. I like to talk to somebody, and I like y'all to reach out to me as well. They will provide the movie to interested churches. Contact the okay. Absolutely. That's got to be made. We have to make that happen. We have to make that happen. Honestly, it's really, really time for, and that's one of the missions that I feel like I have, to try to get entertainment that is wholesome enough for Christian audiences. You know what I mean? For all audiences, I'll put it like that. Not just Christian audiences, but all audiences, because there are certain things that those of us, it's okay for us to be entertained too. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I have grown up trying to, wanting to figure out and wanting to implement, that you can be a follower of Christ and enjoy life. Matter of fact, that's exactly what it is that we are supposed to do. The Bible says that, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but God comes that we might have life and have it more abundantly. That's not just about money. That's about our mental health. That's about, God cares. When I tell you God cares about everything that we care about, He cares about everything that we care about. And so, yes, it's okay for us to be entertained. You know what I mean? But it's hard to find entertainment that won't crush and mess up our spirit, man, So I love whenever there is something that's out there that we can find that is wholesome, that you don't have to edit out, things that are actually, appropriate for all audiences. You know what I mean? Like, and even that's why I can't go into that just yet. but there's some things that are coming through Speaking Plain English, as well as my affiliation with my new affiliation with Prayz FM. There's so much stuff that's coming, and I'm just grateful to God for placing me as a part of this team, as a part of this network. He's doing awesome things, and I don't know. I'm getting overwhelmed with joy. Please reach out to me so I can get a hard copy. I will let her know. I'll definitely let her know. Thank you so much. So this is how you can where you can go. Legend Plus, that's where you can, plus.com. That's, hold on. Okay, so we have two websites. So legendplus.com is one, and the one for Legend Studios, that's how you can go. Is that the way that we can go to request having the movie played here? We all about support here. So I want you guys to do your thing, do what we do. And Speaking Plain English audience, y'all know how we do. We go and we support. So go ahead and do the subscription. It costs absolutely nothing to share. It costs absolutely nothing to tell somebody about something, that you believe in. And we want to definitely support wholesome television, especially if there's truth in it. You know what I mean? And in movies and things like that. So that's pretty much what you'll be finding on Speaking Plain English. Conversations that not a lot of people like to have. And we have fun here. We have fun here. We laugh, we cry, we get revelation. I'm transparent about, certain things about me. And just for those of you who don't know, I'll just let you know, and I probably should have did this in the beginning, a little bit about me. I am 40. I'll be 41 in May. And I live in New York, and I have 2 children. I was married for 10 years. My divorce was finalized in February of 2021. And it's a learning process, it's a learning and a growth process. And like, this has been, like I said, the biggest faith walk. I've said before, the biggest faith walk that I have ever taken in my entire life. I've grown up in church, Church of God in Christ from yay high. So, I mean, like, there are different things that I've learned and I've seen in church, that some things that I will take with me everywhere I go. There are some things that I've learned that I said, you know what, I don't think that that's how it's supposed to be. There's got to be better. And there are things that this is where I've learned growing up that it is absolutely necessary and important to have your own personal relationship with God. Absolutely important, because it'll help you understand that certain things are for you and certain things are not. And I'll just leave it like that, because we're going to have a discussion about that at some point. So all of you who are here, excuse me for my fumbling of words. I'm just, like I said, I'm so excited, and I'm overwhelmed with joy, and I'm overwhelmed with what God is doing in my life. And we'll talk about that at another time, because I'm about to get emotional. So since Dr. Arthur says that we actually have Lady Antoinette McCoy watching and commenting, and she's the source for the legend. Awesome. So yes, so we're going to go with what she says. Go to legendstudios.com and do the subscriptions. Make sure you guys go and, for your church groups. Also, go see his only son. Please go see his only son soon. Like, do it. If you can do it this weekend, go look at whatever box office you can. Go see the movie. It's absolutely awesome. It's really, really good. So you guys, it has been a pleasure. We will be back next week at 12 noon. Again, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Again, what will be coming on is a pre-recorded show. So you can still, do the commenting. Please like and share and subscribe and tell somebody about Speaking Plain English. Again, we want you to go. I'm going to post it again, to go and do your voting. Prayz FM has been nominated for, I can't keep saying nominated. We're candidates for nomination for another, for a stellar. And I tell you, there's so much awesomeness going on. So you guys have the opportunity to vote. I will put that in the comments. If it's not already there, she may have already done so. We're going to go purchase her book. We're going to go, we're just going to do all the supporting that we can. All right, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I want you to stay tuned. I want you to stay tuned for our outro, specifically because my daughter, who is 10 years old, she made it for me. And she does my intro and my outro as well. So shout out to my daughter, Liberty McKenzie. All right. You guys have an awesome week. Until next time.